what we are going to talk about today, our last bit for the year, is negative 2 commands. Now, we talked on block day about some of the irregular affirmative commands. Okay, remember when we put a verb in the affirmative command, it's put it in the to form, drop the S, or just conjugate it in the LAO form. And we had our irregular one. What's the difference between an affirmative or positive command and a negative command?
A negative command is telling someone not to do something?
Exactly. An affirmative or positive command is telling somebody to do something. You're trying to encourage behavior, whereas negative command is telling somebody not to do something where you are discouraging behavior. Now, there are 3 steps in putting a verb in the negative 2 command. First step is we're going to conjugate it. And what form do you think we conjugate it to? Actually, no. To the yo form.
Oh.
Okay. One of the reasons why we put it in the yo form is because sometimes we have irregular yo verbs, like poner, pongo, tener, tengo. Okay. Those are the forms, because poner, it would be no pongas. They use that yo form. And so our verb we're going to use right now is going to be our hablar, our standard verb. So hablar, conjugated to the yo form would be what? Hablo. Okay. Okay. Maybe not sure why the yo form of hablar is hablo. Okay. Step number 2, we're going to get rid of something. What are we going to get rid of? Yeah. Drop the O. So that our hablo becomes hablo. Okay? Just our stem, pretty much. And again, you might say, well, then why does it have to be the yo form? Because they take that irregular yos into account. Tango becomes tang. And we need to have that. Step 3, this is where it gets a little complicated. Okay? Then you will add a new ending to it. Okay? Add the appropriate ending. New ending. Now, if the verb is an AR verb, okay, then what we are going to add is ES. Okay? If it is an ER and IR verb, then we are going to add AS. So as you can see, it's kind of like an opposite to ending. So another way of explaining it is drop the O and add the opposite to ending. Because if it's an AR verb, normally the to form is AS. It's going to be ES, which is the same to that. So that's kind of how it is. So in this case, our HABL becomes what? Becomes? Right. And I'm going to add something to our last step. Put a no in front. No hables. And that is our negative 2 commands. Regular rules for it. Okay, are there any questions about this? Okay. There are a few irregular ones we're going to talk about real quick. These ones are just kind of teach you what they are and see them. They are the verbs dar. The verb is star. The verb ir and ser. Okay. What does dar mean?
To give.
To give. Now with this one, the irregular negative 2 command is no des. Okay. Estar, what does estar mean? To be. It's going to be no estés. Ir means to go. It's going to be no vayas. And ser, what is ser?
To be.
It is to be, and does anybody know what that one is? no seas. So there's an accent on instead. All right. Now, some of these might look like they shouldn't be irregular, but what is the yo form of dar? Doi. What's the yo form of a star? Estoy. What's the yo form of ir? Voy. What's the yo form of ser? Soy. It's because the yo forms are oy at the end instead of just the o. And so instead of kind of trying to categorize them in another category with yo forms ending in oy, they just consider it irregular. Okay? Are there any questions about that? Okay, we are done.